sold-out Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami as the Giants make their first visit ever to this arena to face the Miami Dolphins, the two teams with the two best records in pro football. Pat Summerall here with John Madden. And I think a lot of people still wonder if indeed, John, these are two of the best teams in pro football.
Yeah, I think if you said, are these the two best teams in pro football right now, I don't think they are, but I think they're two of the best teams. And I think they're going to be two playoff teams. They're two teams that are playing right now with a heck of a lot of confidence.
What about the Giants? How do they approach this Dolphin game?
Well, you know, the Giants know what they are. I mean, when you talk to Dan Reeves and Phil Simms and all the Giants players, they know that they're a running team. They're a ball control, time of possession, good solid defense, and a good kicking game. But as Dan Reeves said last night, he said, we have to open this thing up, spread it around a little, throw the ball a little more just so we can be able to run.
Now, the Dolphins, I think, have gone through somewhat of a change in character, have they not?
Well, yeah, you're going to go through a change in character, I think, when you lose a quarterback like Dan Marino, maybe the best pure passer in the game, and they bring in their backup, Scott Mitchell, then they lose him, and they sign 39-year-old Steve DeBerg, who was already out of football. They bring him in, and he's doing an amazing job. Now, I'll tell you one thing, with Steve DeBerg, you have to have a running game. And the Miami Dolphins now have a running game. In fact, they're running the ball better because Steve DeBerg, in order to pass, has to be able to play pass. There's no one better at play pass than Steve DeBerg. But to play pass, you have to be able to run.
And you can't talk about the Dolphins or professional football or history without thinking and talking about Don Shula. What a remarkable job he has done. Dan Marino just passed out of the picture. 327 career wins as he broke the record which had been previously held by George Halas just a couple of weeks ago.
You know, and when Steve DeBerg came here to Miami, he said the thing that he appreciated was the offense and what Dan Marino has built here. He said, but this offensive line is the best pass protecting line he's ever had. A heck of a block by his right guard, Bob Kratch.
Behind Kratch and Riesenberg, Simms knew where to go.
I think if there's one that's solid or the most solid blocker on that Giant offensive line this year, it's been right guard Bob Kratch.
1st and 10 at the 14. The handoff is to Hampton. He's got some room inside the 5. Hampton scores. From 14 yards out, Rodney Hampton puts the Giants ahead.
Hey, listen to this crowd, Pat. There's a lot of Giants fans down here today, and that was a great drive. That's the way offenses in the NFL are supposed to play. It's not one-dimensional. It's not one guy. You mix it up. Watch this. He starts as a draw. That was going to be a play to the left. Hampton makes the cut. He stops and cuts all the way back and goes around the right end.
Great block by Bunch to Springer. Treadwell for the extra point. And a line drive didn't look very good, but it was. And it's 7-0. 1st and goal from the 6.
Berg saw it all the way.
Fires the deep back. Fires. Touchdown Dolphins. From 6 yards out.
That's one of the things that they always knew, that Byers was a pretty good blocker, a good receiver, and they're going to run him more. You know, last week he got that 77-yarder. They want to give him the ball more. Here he is. He's a big, strong running back. And see, when he gets the ball, and he doesn't take long strides. He weighs 255 pounds, but he always takes those short strides, and he is very, very difficult to tackle.
Stoyanovich to try to tie it up. 7-7. Score tied at Joe Robbie Stadium.
Giants the center just didn't center the ball when he was supposed to.
I think that happened then. 3rd and 19. DeBerg goes for a big one. Erik Howard rushing, and down goes DeBerg. Erik Howard with Keith Hamilton.
Erik Howard made made a heck of a move. Here's Erik Howard here, but watch his quick moves that he makes right now on Richmond Webb. I mean, Webb set up, boom, he clubs him with that right hand, brings that left hand over, and he's right on Steve DeBerg.
Erik Howard used to be, of course, very steady nose yards with Arron holding. Blocked by the Dolphins. And they'll take over. J.B. Brown came in to block it.
Here, Mike Arron is the holder. He gets the ball down. The ball is spun. It just looked like he didn't get any height on it at all.
Right. I think he took an extra step on the approach.
Yeah, there's a guy who, you know, you wonder how do you stay in this league and long enough to win 327 games. And
well, I thought the answer he gave you yesterday was perfect.
yeah, because I couldn't understand it. I mean, he says that, you know, if you can't control something, you forget about it and just go on to the next thing. And I was never able, I always worried about things I couldn't control.
Key word being you just forget about it. That's hard to do. DeBerg, first down to Byers. Ball is loose. The Giants are saying they've got it, and they do. They just snatched it out of there. Corey Miller removed the ball from Byers.
That's what all defensive players do so well now. I think the guy on the other side, Lawrence Taylor, was probably the first guy that taught everyone that move. Watch Byers 41. He's running an option cut. See, now Miller has that hand on there, and he's working and working it. But it was Lawrence Taylor that really knocked it loose, because Corey Miller had his hand on it, and Taylor come in and whap, and he threw a shoulder and fired, and I think that loosened the ball up for Corey Miller to get.
Miller came away with it. 7-7, the Giants and Dolphins. A minute 18 left to play in the second quarter.
You know, all the fans in this stadium don't look like they're really paying attention to the game the way they should. I mean, this is, you know, 7-7. Yeah. Two of the teams with the best record. I mean, they ought to be into this thing.
Well, you got to have something to eat. First and 10.
Yeah, they're starting to get into it now. I can feel it.
Here's Sims. The cross. Touchdown, Giants. From 20 yards out.
I don't know that anyone ever has thrown that pass better than Phil Sims throws it. Remember to Mark Bavaro all those years, that seam pass, that tight end or right down the seam. Just get back there, hold it, maybe pump, maybe look the other way, and throw the pass or right up the field, right in stride. That's a perfect pass. I don't think there's anyone that throws that pass, seam pass, to a tight end in that position ever but Phil Sims.
That's his 196th touchdown pass in his NFL career. Treadwell adds the extra point. The Giants lead 14-7 with a minute seconds left in the first half.
And Byers is strong. He just can't pull it out of there.
You know, people say Lawrence Taylor not what he used to be, but yesterday I noticed in practice, Dolphin practice, the only jersey that had a number on it was 56 as they worked on it. DeBerg. Pass is intercepted. Should be Mark Collins, and it is. Intended for Tony Martin.
Yeah, Tony Martin is the fastest receiver on the Miami Dolphin team. They're trying to get him deep. He's on the far side there. He's just trying to go up. Mark Collins will run stride for stride. In fact, Mark Collins runs a stride in front of him. Mark Collins was running faster than Tony Martin does. He has a step on Martin, and he just watches that ball into his hand as one color glove on one color glove on the other side. Look at the push, little push there. Stray hand. Hey, you talk about it. Hamilton made him throw it before he really wanted to.
Stoyanovich then from 26 yards out for the field goal with Doug Pedersen holding. Blocked by the Giants. Second block field goal of the day. One apiece by both teams. On fourth down, the ball didn't cross the line of scrimmage. They're thinking about last Thursday in Dallas that they could have the ball back. But not in this case. The Giants will take over. 14-7. Giants by a touchdown.
Here from the bottom, he's going to block it. You see it right there, number 37. See, he comes in. The wing has to block too. Campbell's the inside guy. He blocks it. Now, when it's blocked, if the ball doesn't go beyond the line of scrimmage, then the kicking team can pick it up and could return it. But it's down to right there at the 15, so it's first down for the Giants.
Everybody very aware of what to do after what happened in Dallas on Thanksgiving Day.
Now, if it goes forward, the kicking team can advance it. If it goes backward, the kicking team can still advance it.
First down, Giants. They lead it 14-7. The handoff, fake to Hampton. The handoff, the throw pass from Sims is to Peirce, who stays on his feet. Arron Peirce to the Dolphin 32-yard line. Brian Cox finally got him down.
And again, it's that same hole in the defense. You see Cross coming over there to congratulate Peirce, but it was the same pass, the same hole in the defense that Cross had caught for the touchdown. You watch Sims here. Again, he's going a little waggle. Starts out to his left, turns back to his right. He's going to find Peirce right in that hole. He's going to be behind the short guys and in front of the deep guys. And then after that, a missed tackle in the front by Arron Peirce.
2 yards out. This is Treadwell again. Not valuably so. Treadwell's kick is going to be long enough. And is good enough. And the Giant lead is now 10 points. 17-7.
He kicks it out of the end zone. Then the 10 guys that are covering, they feel like, you know, I mean, they're sprinting down the field and it just lifts all their teams.
First down, Dolphins. Kirby is the lone setback. DeBerg back to throw it. Got a man deep, and Irving Fryer came up with a catch. Mark Collins on the coverage, but DeBerg is down.
Well, he hung in there as long as he could. He made a perfect pass. We talked before, if the Dolphins are going to get a big play, it's going to be to Irving Fryer. You watch this overload here. 2 outside linebackers outside. They get the block there, and then Corey Miller comes from one side. Keith Hamilton comes from the other side, and they just sandwich him.
And DeBerg got back up. Here's the completion.
This is pretty good coverage here by Collins. He's looking a little too soon. He goes to jump. The ball goes right through his hands. The ball went right between Collins' hands into Irving Fryer.
DeBerg got a little extra color on that jersey now.
Now, that'll happen when you become the middle of a sandwich between Corey Miller and Keith Hamilton.
DeBerg is 13 out of 20. Doug Pederson has taken Steve's place as he heads for the locker room. Maybe for another jersey, maybe a checkup.
I think he had to get out of here for something, but he was going to get it taken quick care of, and he'll be, I bet he's back here within 5 minutes.
Second down. Pederson back to throw, lost it. I think he got the ball back, but he was sacked. Got hit from behind by Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, he did.
Corey Miller, excuse me.
And the ball was knocked out, and then it bounced right back into his hands. Watch him. He's looking downfield, looking downfield. Now the ball was knocked out there, and look, it just bounces right back up into his hands. And you were right, it was Lawrence Taylor that knocked it out, and then Corey Miller jumped on top of him. Third down, 15-yard line. So now it gets out of Byers' hand, the running game hand, and it goes back into DeBerg's hand, the shotgun and passing.
Second down at the 15. Second and goal from that point. DeBerg looking. Has the pass picked off by Greg Jackson. Tried to force it.
And he had time. That was just good coverage. That's one thing about the Giant defense. You put them down here, they can't get much of a pass rush, but they sure know how to use that zone defense, that zone coverage. Just sit and read and be patient.
They just sit right across the goal line.
And Jackson did, and he sat right there and waited for DeBerg's throw. Give him a little push. That was a strong move by Phil Simms.
1st and 10. Big first down. Simms faded to Hampton. Callaway there. Perfect throw. Troy Benson was a defender.
You know, I think that that you heard, I think that was Phil Simms. I think Phil Simms got back, found Callaway, threw it, and then said yes. And he hit it.
Perfect throw.
But he wanted that one. I mean, he got that third down, that quarterback sneak. He got the first. Then he makes, just like you said, a perfect throw to Callaway. I'll tell you, Phil Simms has played a great game today. I mean, he's easy to get lost up in things, but, you know, as a competitor and a player and doing what has to be done, he'll do it all. He is a real weapon.
He really is.
And look, this is a tough day. I mean, when a guy takes in his bandages and he starts blowing out his bandages, that's a full day's work in a hot place. That's William Roberts. Left guard has done a heck of a job for the Giants.
Plus, big arms inside that bandage.
Now, his big arms will blow out the bandages.
Here's DeBerg. Down, that's perhaps a safety. It is a safety by Hamilton.
Keith Hamilton came, he knew what he had to do, he did it, and then he knew the signal for it. You're going to see Hamilton is right here, he just gets a push, and right here gets DeBerg, number 75. He's really been coming along. He's a good pass rusher. He takes Heller, pushes him with his right hand, pushes him with his left hand, then gets a sack, then gives the signal. That'll be 2 points for the Giants. And then Miami has a free kick from the 20-yard line.
And that makes the score 19-7 Giants. Free kick from the 20, as you said. I'll tell you, when you start talking about Coach of the Year honors, of course, it's not over yet by any means, but Dan Reeves has done one heck of a job.
You know, and we've watched him play, and we've watched him coach, and we've talked to him, and we've watched film of him, and you can just tell a well-coached team when you watch them. And this team, they don't have the best players. I mean,
no.
But they play as a team so well. I mean, even their defense, they'll lead the league in defense. Maybe no one will go to the Pro Bowl, but that's the kind of coach or the kind of coaching job that Dan Reed's staff has done.
Against the Dolphins, the game clock remains at 1 minute and 9 seconds. 4th down now.
As amazing as Don Shula is, you don't have a play for this one, Pat, when you're 4th and 20 and you're 2 touchdowns down.
Who does?
And no timeouts and 1 minute and 9 on the clock. I would rather be in that guy's shoes.
4th and 20, and DeBerg goes back to throw it. He's got to loft it into the end zone. Well, he does. Batted into the air. And it is a touchdown. Maybe he did have one. Tony Martin came down with the rebound.
That was the play. That was it. That's why he's won 327 games. You throw it up in the end zone there in a prevent defense. Your guy just dropped one, and now he's going to catch it.
19-13.
This is a Hail Mary 4th down against a prevent. You get in, you jump ball, you try and knock it up in the air. Everyone was in there. McDuffie was back off to the side, or Tony Martin was back off to the side, and he caught it for the touchdown.
Stoyanovich for the extra point. And it's good. 19-14.
Now you can make that argument against the prevent defense.
Yeah.
And now you better watch out your onside kick. Now this becomes the biggest play.
1 minute, 1 second left to play.
See, McDuffie went up. 3 Giants were there. And And sometimes you teach that. You teach like Tony Martin. You know, everyone just doesn't get the jump ball. Just stand off to the side and try and get the rebound off the jump ball. Steve DeBerg laughs. He says, I can't take credit for that. I can't act like I knew what I was doing on 4th and 20.
You can give him a lot of credit, though, for coming back with a very gutsy performance after the stitches were put in his chin.
And he's hung in there all day.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be an exciting play here. Again, a minute, 1 second left. The Dolphins have no timeouts. And this is going to be an onside kick. And if they get this onside kick, they have a shot.
Giants have all but 2 men up inside or on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, this is their hands team. They'll have 9 guys from the 45 to the 50. They put 5 on the front line and 4 behind them. The 4 guys will try and get in the gaps.
Now the Dolphins have 4 guys to the right of Stoyanovich behind him, but they'll run left and get on the other side of the field.
And it looks like Stoyanovich is going to kick it to their left. See, they got the shift. He should kick it that way.
Now ready. They got the bounce. The scramble is on. The Giants in front of their bench say they got it. And the Giants come up with a ball. The ball behaved exactly like you'd like it to behave with that high bounce.
That's what you wanted to do. As you say, you wanted to take a couple of little ones. Little one, little one, little one. Then you wanted to take a big one right there. Right over that whole bunch of guys. Then it gets back there. It looked like the Dolphins had it. Then McCaffrey jumped on it.
Right. 1, 2 and the high one. And a flag on the play.
How do you guys do that? That's amazing. I think that's the stuff that they work on, and they know what they're doing. Ryan Cox earlier was in a fight with someone in the stands, and now it looks like someone on his own team.
He wants after somebody, it looks like. Maybe it's an official and they're trying to keep him away. You don't want too much of that, I don't think.
He doesn't want to lose, but there's nothing you can do about that now. This isn't going to help him.
Reset the game clock to 59 seconds. The ball was touched before it went out of bounds. 59 seconds.
Set the game clock to 59 seconds. Another look.
Again, because the ball was touched, you say when it's touched, they have to start the clock. I tell you, that was a heck of a jump.
The Dolphins had a shot at it. Ryan Cox still upset.
He's upset at the official. But Mike Williams really got up in the air and got his hands on that ball, but couldn't hold on to it. Ed McCaffrey ended up falling on it.
Now, no timeouts left for the Dolphins, so the Giants will let the clock start and let it continue to run. Cox, that's Joe Green with Brian Cox, saying, what good are we going to have from you if you get thrown out of the game week after week?
Yeah, well, they're both walking to the house. I mean, they're down there on the goal line right now. The ball's on the 35-yard line, and Joe Green and
if there's a guy you want in control, if there's a guy you want in control, it's Joe Green.
Yeah, Joe's following him into the house. He just wants to make sure he doesn't come back out and try and start anything else.
And so the Giants, the clock runs out, defeat the Miami Dolphins 19-14.